Welcome to the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. Bright blue skies at Joanne Graff Field in Tallahassee, Florida. Get this SPF out because you're going to need it on this beautiful day in Tallahassee, day one. And the first game of two. University of South Florida Bulls, champions of the American Conference, taking on the SEC's Auburn Tigers. Here's where it stops in her collegiate career. The one on the plains at Auburn is her third different school. That's smashed right to the drawn-in second baseman, Rose Roach. And that's the way the game begins.
That pull, look at the center fielder, Smith on the right field side, and the entire infield shifted over for the pull.
And that one down and in, and a wave and a miss by Galligani and a strikeout.
Game really caught her off guard.
Smash down the left field side into the corner, a sliding backhand pickup by McCrary, and holds her to a long single for Alex Wilkes. Mississippi State to end that season 3 years ago. Right off the end of the bat, a cue ball down to first base, and Adams steps on the bag to retire the side. So a two-out hit by Wilkes. She is stranded. Hayden Dixon ready with a 3-2 pitch. Whacked right back up the middle and into center field. Dixon left that one up, and Peralta. That's to right field, but right at Olivia Elliott. So Adams sends it on a line the other way, but right to the right fielder, Elliott.
Well, that was an important out for Dixon. I mean, this is the first game of...
She has been on a tear. That's into the left field. That's going to drop down in front of the left fielder, Alex Wilkes. And McCurry picking right up where she left off in the regular season. And that spot, 2 on with 1 out. Bottom of the first gets jammed, floats it out to right center. That ball's hit well. One bounce all the way to the fence. It's going to bring in Peralta. McCrary right behind her throw. Home out! They get McCrary at the plate on a bang-bang play. Wohlers winds up with
curveball that Dixon is trying to tuck inside to Anna Wohlers, but it's left over the plate again. And so far today, Auburn is ready to attack. What a relay from South Florida defense. 2 good throws right on point, but I love the aggressiveness from Auburn. Looks like no obstruction call once you have the ball, but let's take a look here at her foot. It's a little closer than it looked, Mark, when we first saw the play. So you're seeing if her left foot, which is her lead foot, does it touch the plate before the tag.
Yes, we're going to get the call.
After further review, the call of the play has been upheld. The runner was out. This is Auburn's first challenge.
Order, every run counts, and Auburn's got a runner 60 feet away. And it's been a struggle out here for Dixon early. That's just the 5th batter she's faced.
And Roach into left center field, base hit. That'll bring in Wohlers to third base. Ahead first slide, Tresvik. Roach winds up at second on the throw to third. And Auburn makes it 2-0.
Well, Auburn is ready to go from the first inning today, but Jordan Dixon is not helping her case. That is another pitch left over the middle of the plate, and Auburn is on time. Are sitting velo. They have not had to.
High drive, deep left. If it's fair, it will get out. It is a fair ball and a home run. Third of the year for Amelia Leck. And her first in a little over a month. And has made it a 5-run first for the Tigers.
Well, we talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast. This Auburn team can score in a hurry. This is a pitch up in the zone, maybe even a little out of the zone, but Amelia Leck keeps her barrel high, keeps her hands strong through the zone. This thing was hit a mile high and a mile over the fence all the way to the road next to Joanne Graff Field here up into the parking lot. It was a no-doubter, and what a statement from Auburn early. So we're going to see a pitching change for South Florida. Combination, really trying to feed the defense with some ground ball outs.
She feeds herself defensively and fires a strike over to first, and just needed a couple of pitches to retire the side. But what a beginning for the SEC's to this NCAA regional. Popped up onto shallow right, and Isis Tresvik calls off the second baseman Roach to make the play. Auburn, after they were 0-12 to start the SEC, then you missed the turnaround, and they went 6-6 the rest of the way in the SEC, and as you mentioned, 3 of the last 4. And they kind of turned things around. A walk there to Camille Ortiz.
In terms of turning double plays, they're looking for that.
Floated out to shallow right. That one drops over the head of Roach and in front of Tresvik. Blue base hit there for Karis Pierce. The freshman has her first NCAA tournament.
Does something productive for your offense. Those are the teams that make deep season runs.
That one bounced 8 feet in front of the plate. Lisenby got a body on it, but it kicked to her right and a wide. Only one out. A 2-2 pitch coming from Haley Rainey. Got it right in on the hands, and a swinging strikeout of Brooks. Second K for Rainey.
Not get that call because it is so low. Might see a few more balls, get a few more balls called.
And that's whacked up the middle and into center field. 1 run is in. Here comes a strong throw to the plate, but up the line, and Pierce comes in as well. A lot of the
South Florida knows how to battle, knows how to come from behind. Look how low Garcia Soto gets her barrel to that drop ball. This one's left too much over the white part, the middle of the plate, and a strong throw, no doubt, but an inaccurate throw. We've seen
to first base, hits the bag, but right behind the base was Roach, and she fires to the plate to keep Garcia Soto from coming in. On the infield, right by second base, caught by Peralta, but the Bulls do respond after giving up a 5 spot in the bottom of the run down the line and left. Smith lays down a bunt. It's a beauty. Quickly gobbled up, but Brooks overthrows first base. She did everything right until the throw. Airmailed it over Ortiz. Peralta waited on it, hits it down the left field side and right in the corner in fair territory, caught by the left fielder Alex Wilkes. The season over 400. She hit .392 in SEC play, an Auburn freshman record. And speaking of 2, the Bulls turn 2. From Garcia Soto to Rivera. Really announced herself on the national scene. Cue ball, but the race is to first. Safe. So Adams had to go get it. Guerin stayed in the circle on all 7 bases successfully she's attempted this year. Ball left up, and it's hit high in the air to deep right center field. A long way back, leaping attempt, but over the fence. Home run. 11th of the year for Josie Foreman.
You never want to leave a game early if you're watching South Florida. This is what they do. This is a rise ball out of the strike zone. It is at the eyes of Josie Foreman, but she is determined, gets her barrel on plane, keeps her hand strong through the ball, is able to elevate it. What an effort by Isis Tresvik. But the ball is hit too far over the wall. Here comes South Florida, 2-run shot.
Vera fly to right first time up. She waves and misses and strikes out. So Guerin able to come right back. In there. from the plate umpire, Robbie Guest. And as you mentioned, Robbie Guest right away just pointed at the plate saying, no, you're staying here. Backhanded by Peralta. And throws her out at first base, 2 gone.
Up with good velo, and then come right back with that good gap, that 12 to 15 mile an hour gap between your fastest pitches and off-speed pitches for the strikeout.
Well, after giving up the 2-run home run, she comes right back and strikes out 2 of the next. Talking with S.J. Guerin as well as Anelia Peralta and Annalie Adams. Ball's popped up. Will it stay in play? Looks like it will, and right by the dugout is caught. Leadoff batter of the Tigers. And Wohlers an RBI double her first time up. Sends it to left field down near the line. Wilkes. A quick out. 2-2 pitch from the true freshman Ann Long. And he gets strike 3 on the outside corner. How about the true freshman Ann Long, who's come in and stabilized things in the circles here for the Bulls? She redshirted last year, made 9 appearances, totaling 10 innings. It's to right field, and to her left, Isis Kresvik. 4 in a row retired by Guerin since the Foreman 2-run home run over near the dugout and caught right up against the dugout. Annalie Adams. The right side, her second time up. And lays down the bunt. It is picked up in fair ground, and a strike thrown by Lisenby, low but out to win the inning. First 1-2-3 inning for the Tigers defense. A lot of wear and tear. Rose Roach leading off. Got a base hit ahead of the Leck 3-run homer in the first inning. Goes down after it, pops it up on the infield, and who wants that? The first baseman Ortiz Martinez makes the catch. Camille Ortiz Martinez.
On top of that, as you mentioned, we had weather for the regional.
Yeah. That's ball 4 down low to Leck, who had the 3-run homer her first time up. So long pitching.
No doubt there will not be a seat to be had for game 2.
Lisenby towards the left field corner. 1 bounce. Taken there by Wilkes. On to third. The throw beats her. Tag made out. Well, Wilkes fired a strike to Brooks at third base, and they tag left. First time up. Line right at the third baseman. And Dania Brooks, just for self-protection's sake, came. Elegani just rolls it softly up the middle. And she's on base for the first time.
And you just get the feeling that
now she does lay down the bunt. Scooped up by the third baseman, Wohlers. It's the out at first.
as well as what I anticipate here from Guerin.
That ball smacked deep to left field, and Foreman has done it again. Her second two-run home run, and this one has given USF their first lead of the game.
Well, Guerin says you hit the rise ball. How about this off-speed pitch? And it's too much over the white of the plate. Foreman sees it early, keeps her weight back, and she's able to keep her hands back as well and takes the off-speed pitch. Auburn shaking their head. They don't know what to throw Foreman. She's hit 2 pitches out of the park, 4 RBI in this game, and gives South Florida the lead.
3-2 pitch coming from S.J. Guerin. And strike 3 paints the inside corner.
Ortiz Martinez typically likes to swing at.
And she works a walk out of it. It's the first walk handed out by Guerin, and it's the scored back in the second inning. Got in on her, popped up third base side, and Wohlers calling for that, and the third baseman makes the catch to retire the side. Long's 3-2 pitch. There's it past Peralta. Her second strikeout. 11th straight year they have hosted here. 11th straight season. Ground ball right side. From her knees, back up Garcia Soto. And their defense has also been a part of this game as well in the comeback. Long in a battle here with McCrary. 3-2 hit on one hop, knocked down, juggled, picked out of the air, throw, got her. Dania Brooks flashing the leather, and the defense continues to sparkle here for USF.
After further review, the call at first base has been changed. The runner is safe. This is Auburn's second and final challenge.
Okay, once again during the NCAA tournament here, we have the command center in Pittsburgh.
Let the call happen.
And that hit her. Hit her on the hand, it appeared, and Wohlers hit by a pitch, and that's two base runners now for the Tigers.
Presvik.
And the MVP of the American Conference Tournament, Bell Sargent, comes in and on 3 pitches puts out the fire. Auburn strands 2. It stays a 1-run lead. For going to the top of the 6th inning. First pitch, that's laid down. The bunt, turning, swing, and the throw. A nice one by Adams to Roach. And Dania Brooks bunting on the first pitch. Is retired 3-4. In the air near first base, and out on the outfield grass, Rose Roach squeezes that. 2 outs.
Important for Auburn to keep this lead close.
Elliott towards left center field, but a good break on that by Abby Smith. Out in left center, and down in order go the Bulls. Auburn bring up to 6, 7, and 8 hitters. 3 pitches and struck out Tresvik to win the last inning, but first 3 were wide from Roach, and the 3-1 pitch is hit deep to right center field. It is up and it stays in the park. On her horse, Roach all the way to third base. Throw there, not in time. Auburn gets the lead there on the left, who is the starting pitcher in this game. Wave and a miss. And Leck strikes out for the first out at the bottom of the 6th.
Well, I've got to make this adjustment, get on the plate, drive that ball to the opposite field.
Lisenby ties the game up the middle and into center field. And Aubrey Lisenby, her second hit of the game, just her 4th RBI of the season, but what a massive one.
Adjustment. She's able to catch this ball over the plate and take it right back up the middle because of where she started in the box. It wasn't a weak ground ball to the right side of the field. She's able to barrel it up a little more, take it up the middle. We've got a tie ball game.
The drawn in Dania Brooks, who's once again in tied at third. That's through the right side for a base hit. Hospital stop at second base representing the go-ahead run. Abby Smith. Out to center field. See if the runner's going to try and tag. Yep, indeed. There's Lessman headed for third without a throw. So the speed of the pinch runner Lessman for
Adams, who's been clutch all season long for Auburn.
A throw hits the runner at third. They're going to try to score, and the throw's going to come home, and she's out. So a weird play goes USF's way. The runner from first, Smith, wanted to draw a throw down to second.
Edge to the base runner. Once she caught the ball, she was clearly out. There was no doubt about the safe out call. But that's the way this game has been. Back and forth, close calls.
Out to center field, Abby Smith catches that one off her counter. Couple of hits and a sac bunt. Now make that 3 hits and a sacrifice. And it's going to bring up Auburn's.
And has been living to get to this 3-0 count. And Foreman showing great discipline laying off that pitch.
Well, there's ball 4. So Rivera hitting behind her today is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Garrett. So I think that plays a huge part in it.
Anticipating that hit, they want to keep the ball in front of them, try and throw that runner out at the plate.
And Guerin fans Rivera for a 3rd time and gets the 2nd out of the inning. That's popped up on the infield, battling the sun and staying with it. Caught by Annalee Adams to retire the side. A couple runners stranded by USF and a chance to win it in the bottom half for Auburn.
An off-speed pitch. It's a little cat and mouse game going here.
That's hit towards left and on the run. Caught by Alex Wilkes. Boy, off the bat. It looked like it had a chance to bounce around in the corner and possibly be extra bases, but a good jump by Wilkes for the 1st out.
Auburn, the right-handed batters have moved a little bit toward the plate to hit that drop curve. She's able to hit the drop ball in the inner half of the plate as well.
A liner and a leaping catch made by the shortstop Rivera. Josie Foreman. It's a cue ball headed towards second base, and this game is headed to extra innings. Wohlers grounds out. Very quick inning for Sargent. Going to the 8th with the bottom 3 due up for the Bulls. Well, it's her first action since the May 4th game against UTSA, and waves and strikes out.
Coming right at her with that off-speed pitch, gets the out.
First pitch swinging, Brooks pops it up and playable there for the catcher, and Lisenby has that. 2 quick outs here in the South Florida 8th inning. Three-two pitch hit deep, left center field. Oh my goodness! First homer of the year for Kathy Garcia Soto, and it gives USF the lead in the 8th inning. When she hit 3.
And what a time for it. This pitch comes right back over the middle of the plate, and it was the plate discipline shown to work the count full to give herself a favorable pitch. She knew it off the bat, even though it's her first of the year. A little skip to boot gives South Florida the lead. The bottom of the order, so.
Elliott bounces it to first, right near the bag. Adams steps on, but wow. A blast from Garcia Soto, and they'll take a 7-6 lead. Little flare out towards right, and there she is, the woman of the hour, Kathy Garcia Soto with the sunglasses. Slow roller up the first base side, that is fair. And Ortiz Martinez steps on the bag. Man, that was Auburn down to their final out, but here's Amelia Leck. It's a high fly, center field. It's deep, it's tied. Second of the game for Leck. Inning, and once again the game turns on a dime.
Would we expect anything less from these two teams? This pitch down in the zone, but over the heart of the plate, and it is the first pitch Leck sees. She knew it off the bat, drops the bat on time, on plane to center field. What a big moment for Auburn.
And Abby Smith on deck, who has a couple of hits, has had 3 really good at bats, and she's going to get a chance to come up here. 3rd hit of the game for Lisenby, who had the RBI that tied the game in the 6th. Right back to the circle, and the game will go to the 9th. But Amelia Leck's 2nd homer of the game has tied it. It's 7-7. Towards left field, coming in towards the line and playing that on a bounce is McCrary. You know, if you're a left fielder in this game situation, you're like, do I leave my feet if the ball goes?
Aaron and her defense getting outs.
Well, they bunt. Throw to first is wide. And the lead run goes to third. Well, I'll be honest here. I was waiting for that play to, unfortunately, she's shaken up on a collision. Wilkes.
Got to cut that out off at the plate.
There's ball four to load the bases. By the way, they did give Wilkes credit for a sacrifice throwing error, allowing her to reach.
Inning here for South Florida. Infield's in. A lot of gaps created because they're in.
That is a hit by pitch, and it gives USF the lead. Well, Rivera will. Camille Ortiz-Martinez hits one high, hits one deep, and hits it out. Home run, grand slam. Her 11th home run of the season, and there's an exclamation point for USF. For them all season at number 11, a granny.
And S.J. Guerin leaves this one elevated over the middle of the plate, and Ortiz-Martinez does not miss. South Florida loaded the bases. They
winner of the upcoming game between Florida State and Robert Morris University. The ball's been flying out of here so much as soon as I left the bat. What an easy routine play made. And Alana Canzalazio off the bench with a base hit. Takes that 3-2 pitch right back up the middle.
her team at that moment.
Puts that into play into shallow right center field. Who wants it? The right fielder does. Isis Tresvik with the second out. One hopper to second base. Roach to first to retire the side, but 9 batters come up. 5 score. 4 on 1 swing from Camille Ortiz-Martinez.
Just started off at the top.
Out to third base. It's been a busy day for Brooks. When we're finished here, we will send you to the Gainesville Regional. FAU out of the American leading Georgia Tech 1-0 game in the 4th. Well, there's a base runner. Sends a fly ball fairly deep out in center field onto the warning track. That's run down by Alexa Galligani. And Auburn is raised in Florida. And she gets the win. Throw to first, completes the strikeout. And what a start to the Tallahassee Regional. In extra innings, USF beats Auburn 12-7.
We had a little bit of everything. Both teams battling, showing a lot of grit, but credit to South Florida for coming out on top.
Their largest NCAA tournament comeback win in a quarter century. So there's the bracket. Auburn will face the loser of their upcoming game between Florida State and RMU, and the winner faces this USF team in the first game tomorrow. Time to send you to the Gainesville Regional for Georgia Tech and FAU.